You're listening to In the Room podcasts with Rima and Rachel.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of In the Room. I am Rachel Strutt, and I'm here with...
I'm Rima Scheidler, and we are in the room, and it's been a hot minute that we've been in the room.
Well, actually, not really. If
Kind
we
of.
play these consecutively...
Oh, yeah. Well,
Nobody
for
knows
those of
that.
you out there, it's been a hot minute that we've been in the room, and it's a darn good thing you guys can't see us because I'm in my pajamas and robe, and it's only 7:30 or something like that around here. So, yeah, it was one of those days
Yeah, we
where you
definitely
just
all have
need to
them.
get in your pajamas early.
Yeah, well,
Can we
and
talk about that for a minute? Can we
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about the need to not? How's
Oh,
that?
Lord. The
Right?
need to not.
The need to not.
I love that. I love that.
What does
Yeah.
that say to you when I say that? The need to not.
Well, it's interesting because I have a business coach, and I was just meeting with her on a couple yesterday. Actually, we just met, and I was going through some of the things that I'm going through for my family, external things
Okay.
that are not necessarily for me
Okay.
or for my job, my career. It wasn't necessarily for me. And we've got, as you know, we've got a son's wedding coming up, and I have several trips planned within a few weeks of each other. And so then I'm mentioning helping the kids out with the wedding and doing these things. And she's like, Rachel, these kids are grown adults, and these things are going to happen whether you do them or not.
Okay.
And at first I wanted to punch her in the throat. 'Cause what? No,
Yeah,
oh, wait.
I know.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know.
they are. And she said, what I want you to do is I want you to schedule the things for you, whether that's working on your career or whatever it may be. I want you to put those things in your calendar first and plan the other things around those things that are happening first, because right now you are putting yourself last.
Mm,
And I thought, wow, okay. So when we talk about the need to not, and we talk
yeah.
about like I've this overstimulation, especially in women, that overstimulation is a buzzword right now, right?
Yeah.
And I am constantly saying to Brad, I'm feeling really overstimulated right now. I have so many things on my plate. I have so many things I have to do. And he had the gall to say to me, well, I have a lot of things to do too. And I said, no, you don't. Not like I do. Not like I do.
Right.
I need to learn to not. I used to think it was more about scheduling. Like if I schedule everything in my day, it will all fit perfectly. But then inevitably something comes up.
100% something's going to always come up. Always.
So this idea of need to not is countercultural to the world in which we live, especially as busy working mothers of still adults that need us in their lives
Yeah.
with young children.
And we love that.
We
We
love
love
it.
that we're still needed. That's
One,
the problem with needing to not,
yeah, yeah,
is we still want to be needed,
yeah,
but
yeah,
we just need a little bit of a breath. I don't
right,
know. I
right.
don't know. I feel like it feels good to be needed. It feels good to be wanted. It feels good to have your kids or other people ask you to be around or do things.
Yeah,
But I don't know. There's something. about, um, it's not learning to say no. It's actually like ingraining in us the need to not want to be wanted all the time. Does that make sense?
Do you think that that want to be wanted goes into, like, codependency? Do you think we're
100%.
all
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Maybe that's
do.
it. Maybe we're all just a little codependent.
Yes, and
Eh
we don't like to say that we are because codependency has been such a big buzzword for so many years, for so many other different situations.
Right, right, because
Okay?
there are so many,
Codependent on your children, codependent on alcohol, codependent on
right,
drugs,
right, right,
codependent
right.
on your
There's a
spouse.
lot of
Big
negativity. Yeah.
negativity
Yeah,
around
yeah.
that. But and maybe it's not codependency. Maybe it's that inherently, as human beings, we and I actually kind of believe this, is that we all have an inherent need to be loved and wanted. That looks differently for everybody, right? So some
Yeah,
people, as we all know, when kids are young, they just want attention. They'll get it negatively or they'll get it positively. They'll throw a
right,
tantrum so that you can give them attention, or they'll act like, little angels. But
right.
whatever it is, we can all gravitate toward having negative or positive situations, but they're still desiring the same result. And the result is we want to be needed, we
But
want to
does
be
that
included.
Right, does that come into, though, like, the category of being a people pleaser? Because that's not always healthy either.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think everybody inherently wants to be needed. I think everybody wants to feel a part of something. And so some people have it like I definitely have FOMO more than other people. I
Yeah,
want to be doing everything. I don't want to miss out on anything.
yeah.
But I think if you strip it all away, everybody wants to feel connected or part of something. And so I think especially when it comes to children or grandchildren or best friends or things that we really enjoy,
Sure.
that there's that feeling of like, if I say no too many times,
They'll
maybe they
stop
won't ask
inviting
me
me.
again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
definitely is that. Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
so, how do we get ourselves to a place where it's healthy and good, but we can actually not need that?
Right.
Like, when do we get to actually wake up one morning and go, you know, it's okay that my life is just about me right now?
Right, right, because okay, great. I'm so glad that you brought that up because I also struggle with that, with the idea of selfishness and selflessness.
Yes.
When when is it okay to say, "I'm not gonna do that thing that you asked me to do?"
Yeah.
I'm not talking about, like, going to an event or
No.
something. I'm like, "I have to put me first at this moment." How do you do that in a way that doesn't come across as like, "Well, you're just being super selfish." Like, if you're
Right.
saying that to a kid, your kid wants you to watch the grandkids. I remember, and this was me being young, probably just immaturity. I remember as a young mom, 3 young kids, and asking the grandmas, whether it was my, ex-husband's mom or my mom, to babysit. And if they said no, it was like, "W wait, what? Like, what do you mean, no?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
what
that's
what
kind of
else
like what you're supposed to be doing.
what else do you have to do with your life?" Like,
Right.
never
What else?
even thinking, "Oh,
Maybe they
I'm"
just wanted to watch TV, read a book, take a long bath,
or
take a long walk.
maybe they were going out with their friends. Maybe they
Yeah.
actually had things going on in their lives. So I thought, "Wow, that's just, like, so selfish of them that they would not watch my kids,"
Yeah.
you know? But it's not. but also maybe then that goes back to being a people pleaser. I don't wanna say, "No, I can't do this thing for you because I have things in my life that I am working on," because I
that
don't want those
bring me
people to be
joy
mad at
too.
that that I don't want those people to be mad at me.
I also don't want people to think that my like my joy is more important than
Sure.
right? Like I want and that is part of the people pleaser in me, but I want to have people know that I get joy out of being with them. Like
Right.
I don't ever turn around and think about like, "Oh, I wonder if people have joy being around me."
I
Like,
have joy being around you.
"Thank you. I have joy being around you too."
Being around you brings me joy.
But you know what I mean? Like I don't
Right.
think of it that way, and I think we've all been well, most of us have been brought up to um not be the center. Like,
Right.
it's not about us,
Yeah.
it's about everybody else. It's about giving
Yeah.
back, it's about making friends, it's about,
Yeah.
going out and doing things and serving and being in the community and helping others and, you know, inherently, like if you don't have children, I'm sure you see this in other ways. Like if you don't have children in school or have never had children or have not had them yet, then you see it in other ways, either a
Yeah.
spouse or a boyfriend or a friend, or there are times that you just go, that's it. I'm done. But I
Yeah.
think once you have children, it's like from the minute they start school, you get ingrained this philosophy of like, what committee are you going to serve on? Are you going to be heading up this committee? Are you going to, and so parents, like I feel really bad actually for the people that have to work and couldn't be there at all their kids' events or couldn't sign up for any of the committees because they worked.
Yeah.
Because I know
Yeah.
lots of moms and parents that were like, they never felt connected
Yeah.
because they weren't
Yeah.
involved. And then the clicks start and so I think we've been conditioned like, okay, we've got to be involved in so many things unless we don't want to be part of the group. We don't
Right.
want to be outcast. We don't want to be ignored. We don't want to
Yeah.
be forgotten. We don't wanna be just like, "Oh, who's that kid's mom? We don't know her." Like, we don't want
Right.
that because once again, inherently, we all have the need to be needed,
Yeah. Yeah. I
but we can't
remember
all do it.
as being a single mom, up until right before, Megan graduated high school. So that was my last one, was graduating high school. So all through
Mhm.
high school with the other 2, I was still a single mom, and and wanting to get involved, wishing that I could get involved, um, and not being able to, and certainly feeling on the periphery. Now, is that a word? Did I just
I don't
make
know, but a
periphery?
lot of people say that,
But
so
you
we're making it a word today. It's a word today.
but, yeah,
Peripheral, I think, is what you're saying,
well,
wanting to
no, because
say.
peripheral would be a different way of it, so I would.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Periphery.
anyway, I was on the outskirts.
Yeah.
I think everybody got what I
Wikipedia
was
will now
meaning,
have that.
even if it was, not a real word and I just made it up. Y'all knew what I was saying.
It's a good
Um,
word.
and and, wishing that I could do more, um, and certainly then once the kids were involved in show choir, I was able to do a little bit more, but also I was so tired, like, I had to say no
Yeah.
to things, and I remember Ian was involved in football his 10th grade year, and I was working, and Shane was going through stuff because he was getting ready to graduate high school, and he was having a hard time with that with his high functioning autism, um, and Megan was at a different school. Maybe I just said that, maybe I just thought it, I don't know.
You just
Um,
thought it.
I just thought it,
Mhm.
and, one of the football moms was like, "Oh, you should get involved in, like, the booster club and do the things," and I was like, "I just can't right now, like, I'm a single mom," and she's like, "Well, I'm a single mom too." I'm like, totally,
What?
like, making me feel bad about the fact that I was not a booster, not working the concession stands at the football games, not doing these things because, like, how dare you use being a single mom as an excuse? Because 'cause I'm a single mom too. And it was
Right.
like, wow, well, your life may look different than my life, and I'm at the limit right now.
Yeah.
And how dare she make me feel guilty? So I think our society does that too.
100, yeah.
And if you're not involved, well, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you involved? You know,
Right.
when we need to be, we've talked about being kind to each other before. We don't know what that person may go through, what may be going
Yeah.
through, you know? Like, that's not fair to look at them and be like, "Well, yeah, I mean, I see their parents, whatever, they're not really involved." Well, you know nothing about their life. And if they are just sitting there watching TV while you are taking care of their kid, that sucks, and maybe they should be involved, but it's usually I would almost guarantee that's not the situation.
Yeah. But you know what's so interesting and so different? So now we've come across a generation that it's like all about me time.
Hmm.
And so I think we've swung the pendulum way to the other side. Like
Yeah.
we haven't hit that middle ground yet. And I don't know where that middle ground is. I think I'm trying now that I'm older, I'm trying to come more toward the middle, but I see the young people. I mean, if you just go on Instagram and you just spend 10 minutes scrolling, every young person who's an influencer is talking about their daily, nightly routine. Okay, this cracks me up in some ways because I sit there and I think to myself, so there's all these young people and they are putting on their cream and they're exfoliating and then they're putting on their vitamin C serum and then they're using their red light therapy and then they're doing exercises to do and I don't know what my problem is then, but I cannot sit at my bathroom counter that long
Yeah.
and pay that much attention to
To
my
your
face.
face?
To my face, to look at myself in the mirror for 20 minutes and wash and scrub and put on I literally wash, take the washcloth, slather everything that needs to go on my face all in one big heap and let it soak in and I'm done. And they're
Yeah.
like, they're going, watch my nightly routine. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, wow, that's a lot of me time. That's 20 minutes of looking at yourself in the mirror. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. They're probably going to have great skin. So
Yeah.
kudos to
Yeah.
all of them.
'Cause I
But,
certainly didn't do that when I was in my 20s.
right. But there's all this like, or they get out of bed and they spend 10 minutes stretching. And I'm like,
Who has
first of
time?
all, I get out of bed, I have to just go straight to the bathroom. So there's no stretching there. I
Well,
can't take 10 minutes.
thanks
And
for
then
that
I thought I would just let you know, but
sharing. Yeah.
y'all are hearing me out there. You all
Yeah.
know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So it's just interesting because that generation now is like, don't bother me on my me time.
Mhm.
Like and they are honing in on the fact that it's like, it's me first. It's my eating habits. It's my this. It's who I see. It's what
Right,
I
there's an
do.
entitlement to it. It's not just like I'm setting, like, protective boundaries,
Right.
but there's an entitlement within that
Yeah.
that is not not really great
So
sometimes.
I'm not sure about that. So I would
Yeah,
I
where
would rather be the one, I guess, that runs myself ragged, um, doing things for others and not having enough time for me than being the one that where I'm the center. But like I said, neither of those options are good and healthy.
so
So the
where's
need
the
to
middle
not is
ground?
somewhere in the middle.
Where is that, you know? Where, like
And which is going to be harder to get to? That would be a really interesting thing to see, like I'm going to call them the me time generation. Let's call them that.
okay.
The me time generation, um, are they going to be able to actually serve more and put others first and find the middle ground
Yeah.
more easily than we are in finding time to turn ourselves off and say, like, okay, we're protecting our time here. Now it's our me
Yeah,
time. Like, I
yeah.
wonder which generation is going to have the hardest time finding the balance
That's a
because
great question.
I mean, we won't know until, you know, years from now when we
Yeah.
see what that generation is like. But our generation, there's so much about serving and giving and doing and um, getting involved and you know thinking about your neighborhood first or thinking about your friends first or society first or what you believe in first or all of that. And this other generation is like everything else, if it's going to encumber me, I can't do that right now because I need to protect my me time and my kids' time and my this time. And so it just would be really interesting because I don't know where the balance is because I'm not balanced.
Well, and I'd be careful to say an entire generation,
Yeah, that's true. Some
either
people in that
way.
generation.
And
You're
in
right.
either way,
You're right because you're right.
I'd be, yeah, careful to say that because I think it's certainly not a blanket statement.
Right.
It's there are and I think the reason why it feels like it can be blanket is because those are the people that are in our faces every day on our
Right.
phones,
Right.
because certainly there are a lot of very, selfless giving young people out there too, but it's like,
Oh,
well,
100%. You're right.
it seems like the loud majority are the ones that are like, "It's my opinion,
Yeah.
it's my life, it's my religion, it's my food, it's my
Yeah.
mate, it's my child, it's my whatever, and whatever you think, screw you, it doesn't matter." It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's and that can be that can be detrimental. I've seen that be detrimental in families.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that be detrimental, and so there needs to be this there I think we're probably made for more of a give and take. And when we are skewed one way or the other, if you're the all for everyone else and nothing left for me, then you may have anxiety and stress and
Yeah.
more, and if you're not, it's all about me and no one else, then where is your
You have no friends.
compassion? Where is your
You have
you
no social
know
life.
I mean,
Yeah.
they do, but it's a social life that revolves around them and
Right.
what they want,
Right.
and so there's no compassion. There's talk of loving people, but really, is it just love of self because
Yeah. So
I
how
surround
do
myself
we
with people that love me?
yeah. So how do we I mean, we can't fix everyone else and we can't fix them, whoever
No.
them is,
Yeah.
but whoever they are, gosh, I
And that's
can't
not our job. Like,
no
yeah.
grammar tonight.
No.
Um but like I'm just wondering how to start to hone in.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
me time is just the wrong word to get to the balance. Maybe me time seems like a selfish, at least to me, a selfish word. Maybe me
Okay.
time is not the right term to use. Maybe it's more like just literally saying over and over, like, I need to not do this, or I need to allow myself the freedom to say no, or I need, and not because I think me time has such a like selfish connotation or
Right.
self-centered connotation
Right.
that maybe it just needs a new label and it'll be easier to get to that middle ground when the label is more attractive.
Yeah. 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 I mean, balance is a word that comes to mind. It's overused. I think it's used a lot. Balance is, and I think it may, vary from person to person. It may just be a kind of a cultivating an awareness of the things that you can be a part of and can be doing for others and yourself, that like listening to our bodies and where do those stress levels lie? Like, if I'm doing these things, is it stressing me out to make these phone calls and do this stuff when really somebody else could be doing it?
Yeah,
Or is it
delegation
bringing
is a good thing,
or is it bringing me joy? Like, "Oh, I love doing that. I'm gonna" like, "I have no
right?
problem saying
Or are
yes
you
to that."
just doing it because you're a
Or
control freak,
are you just doing it because you're a control freak? Are you doing it because you're afraid what people are gonna say if you say no?
right?
You know, if those are the reasons, we need to start looking at our motivations
And
too.
I think we need to acknowledge the fact that we have every day, every decision, everything we do, we have a choice. We're not being pushed into it. So maybe if we look at it like, what are our choices today? As
Yeah,
opposed to if I say no to this, it's I'm just making a choice to say no to this one thing. I'm not
yeah,
making a choice forever. So I
right,
might make a choice for
right.
something forever, but if my mentality is saying, I don't want to say no because they won't invite me again, maybe looking at it and saying, the choice for today, the better choice is not to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah,
It's still a great choice to go do it, but the better choice because of how tired I am or how overwhelmed I am or how run down I am or how much anxiety it's going to bring me or how much not joy it's going to bring me, then
yeah,
instead of just saying, I need me time, maybe just say, today I need to just choose to spend my time doing something else.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's okay.
and I liked what my coach had said about, like, schedule the things that are important to you and work around that. I think that is the beginning of a healthy balance.
Yeah.
You know, because if you know, like this podcast is important to us and we know that that's happening, then we can say yes or no to things around it or go, okay, we've got this time from 5 to 6, we're recording whatever. We know we can do these things in the morning or afterward or
Yeah.
because that brings us joy. That I don't think there's anything selfish about that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I I don't think there's anything selfish about finding the things that are important to us, putting those first, because a lot of times the things that are important to us include others,
Yes.
putting those things first, and then, okay, do I have time to have this wedding meeting? Does she really need to meet with me? Do I have to do that? Does it do
Do
I
I
have to
really
do
need to
it?
be a part of it or is it yeah, because
You
I
know?
think
Do
sometimes
I
we
really have
impose ourselves
to?
into
Yeah.
things thinking that we're so important
Hmm.
or our advice would be so needed and
Yeah.
we want to like I said, we want to feel needed, but
Yeah.
sometimes we just need to step back, I think, and like you were saying and just say, am I really needed in that meeting? Like I'm juggling so many things and I want to be there, but if I'm there, am I going to add value? Am I going to add
Yeah,
like what
yeah,
am I going to give to that?
right.
If I'm totally stressed out, look, if I'm sick and I'm not contagious anymore, but I am worn out, stuffy nose, have a headache, what value am I going to be
Yeah,
if I try to babysit my grandkids?
right, right.
I'm going to be on a couch, upset, holding my head going, guys, please just stop or whatever. That's not good for them, not good for me. So in times like that, I have to make the decision and say, I
Yeah,
know you really need me tonight, but I'm not going to be any good to you.
yeah, yeah.
And so I think we need to start acknowledging the fact that there are certain times that we want to be there and it would be great to be there and people want us to be around. But if we're not going to add value, maybe it's okay to say, I need to save my energy for something else, or I'm just not going to be, you just don't need me there. You can do this on your own.
And I think being able to let go of the guilt that is also programmed into
Yes.
us, we need to be able to let go of that, and it is okay
To say no.
to say no
Yeah.
and not do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well then tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm gonna look. So I'm gonna look for the things to say no to. I'm kidding, but
I'll find them
but
all over the place. I don't yeah.
I had a girlfriend of mine who shall remain nameless, just because I just don't
Yeah,
want her name all over.
that's fine.
Oh, several actually. They'll know who they are when they hear the podcast,
Oh, no.
and they had said to me over and over and over, "You need to learn to say no, and that it's okay."
Mhm.
Because I was overcommitting myself and just running everything, and I think if we really start looking inherently at, like, what is the desire? I mean, let's get down to the gut of it. What's our desire to have to be included or do everything? Yes, it's the need of being needed. Maybe it's more for some other people, maybe it's like a control thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a, what
Insecurity.
insecurity, or, fear, or whatever it is. Um, but I think we need to get down to that and strip that away and say,
Mm.
this has nothing to do with, like, don't let all those awful negative thoughts come into you. Like, I'm going to lose my friendship, or my kids aren't going to talk to me
Yeah.
anymore, or nobody's going to respect me. Or if I say no to a project at the workplace, I'm not going to ever get that raise. I'm never going to
Yeah.
climb up the ladder. Like, it's not that. We're not, it shouldn't be that. We don't need to make ourselves,
Frantic.
yeah, 100%. We do not. I've said that so much today, 100%. I don't know why. I'm
You
just
need to
feeling,
not.
I need to not say that anymore. Why am I saying that? Um, yeah.
Well, you
So
start saying it and then I start saying it.
I know.
It's like
I know I gotta find another word.
contagious.
Goodness gracious. Anyway, yeah, that's all really good stuff, Rachel.
Yeah.
I think that we all suffer from the need to not.
And I
Um,
think in a few months, when it's getting time to plan for the holidays, you and I just need to listen to our own podcast.
Over again. 100. See,
Whoa.
I stopped. I almost
100
said
per
it.
100 per
At least I don't cuss like that.
That's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
I say
Well,
that over and over again.
yeah,
I
yeah.
did I did say that one little word
You
earlier
did
today before the podcast
earlier
started
today. We won't
because,
repeat it. This is a family show. This is a rated G.
yeah,
We won't repeat it.
no, no.
Your
Anyway,
secret is safe with me.
I love you, my friend. I
I love you
love that
too.
we came up
Thanks
with
for
some
this.
really good
Yeah.
positive stuff today. I
Thanks for this
love
great
that.
reminder. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it too. And this is, we are preaching to the choir right now because
yeah.
we are talking to ourselves. We need to not a lot.
I'm gonna say it one more time. 100%.
Woohoo!
Had to. All
And with
right.
that, I'll see you. I love you.
I love you, and we'll see
Thanks
you
for
all in the
joining
room
us.
next time.
Yep,
And
thanks
I'll
for
try not
joining
to
us.
say 100% next time as much. Bye.
Bye.